Eliminate.
Welcome to Classic Game Room. Do you like Predator and Die Hard as much as I do? Then you're going to love this. It's the ultimate testosterone-fueled explosion fest. This is Surgical Strike on the Sega CD. Whenever Steven Spielberg makes a movie, inside, he cries a little bit. Because deep down he knows that nothing he ever does will hold a candle to Surgical Strike on the Sega CD. This is the single greatest cinematic creation ever released in any form of media ever. There's one person alive who likes 80s action movies more than me. This guy.
These rebels must be stopped before their killing and brutality.
James Riley is a hero, the director of Surgical Strike and some other Sega CD games you may have heard of, like Night Trap, may have gone on to have a successful career as a visual effects supervisor on television shows that you've probably heard of, but really, after making this, isn't it all downhill?
I am so tired of seeing your worthless butt up on charges that I'm not even going to bother with the formalities. Hang him! What a bonehead.
This is amazing. How has it taken me this many years to play Surgical Strike? Admittedly, the game doesn't play nearly as well as it looks, but it looks phenomenal.
Silos are closing, Colonel. Nice going, strike team.
Way to go, guys.
You okay?
Good flying, soldier.
Sure, the acting's terrible, but that's part of its charm. In all seriousness, though, the visual effects are spectacular. In the years before this stuff was easy to do with computers, Surgical Strike has a nice array of miniature tanks and buildings blowing up. So it's really no surprise that James Riley went on to be a visual effects supervisor because he's clearly really good at it. The music and atmosphere aren't too bad either, but like most of the Sega CD full-motion video games, it doesn't play terribly well. It's not one of the worst ones, though. In fact, it's probably one of the better ones. You hop into your future stealth hovercraft, and your objective is to drive around this map, blowing up a couple key targets. On your way, you have to shoot all of the enemies before they shoot you. You take damage easily. Your main control is the targeting reticule that you move around screen. You have to quickly target enemies and then either shoot them with your gatling gun or missiles. And you have limited ammo, which makes the game really challenging and eventually just turns it into a memorization exercise. Because once you figure out the best path through the map, you find that you just keep shooting the same enemies over and over again. And while that's thoroughly enjoyable, the game itself is a bit frustrating because you're just trying to lock onto things quickly with a slow-moving cursor. Contrary to what the packaging claims, you don't have full control of your hovercraft. You hold down the C button on your Genesis controller and quickly react to the turning prompts when they show up on screen. Thankfully, you can pull up the map at any time with the start button. You have 3 lives for each mission, but no continues. And I think you'll find there's a lot of trial and error, so eventually, as good as the game looks, it does get tiresome. But you gotta love it. They just don't make games like this anymore.
Okay, player, you got the play. Drop time over 400 hours.
I'm playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate right now, and sure, it looks amazing, but You know, I'd much rather watch cutscenes with bad actors in front of cardboard sets.
What were you thinking out there?
90s full-motion video cutscenes were the best because in the days before everyone took this stuff way too seriously, they just had fun making them.
Time to plant you in the ground.
And the fun shows. Now I've got an Explosion Fest-sized classic game room shout-out and thank you to send to Sosa Games from Anderson, Indiana. Sosa Games. Go there and buy up every copy of Surgical Strike because it's awesome. They better have a sale on Truxton. And of course, I'd like to give a round of applause to everyone who worked on Surgical Strike. This game is an artistic masterpiece on the Sega CD.
You know what happens when you violate one of God's commandments? You burn like bacon in hell, boy.